Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Meadows School 21-22 commencement. Please take your seat, clear the aisle, and we will begin momentarily. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Will you please join me in one more round of applause for the symphonic band under the leadership of Miss Jenny Tolan. The band is now excused. I would also like to begin today by thanking Mr. Brett Peterson, Ms. Tara Stevenson, Mr. Albert Ronquillo, and the upper school staff and the advancement team for putting today's events together. So thank you. Since the Meadows School was founded in 1984, it has been a family project. The school was envisioned by its first families and envisioned as a place where students could come and their siblings could come and find success and an outstanding educational experience. And so every year we've made it a tradition to honor alumni siblings and to recognize them when they arrive at our event, and I'd like to do so here today. So to begin, will you please stand when I call your name? Elizabeth Becker's brother, Bruce Becker, from the class of 2019. Roman Chowdhury's brothers, Mark from the class of 2016 and Stefan from the class of 2018. Lauren Epstein's brothers, Jacob from the class of 2017 and Joseph from the class of 2019. Justin Handler's brother, Jacob from the class of 2020. Marcus Lee's brother Austin from the class of 2013, sister Sydney from the class of 2015, and brother Ethan from the class of 2020. Alexana Muskandis' brother, Nicholas Muskandis from the class of 2019. Rahul Mukhopadhyay's sister, Ria, from the class of 2016. Christine Indubisi's brothers, Jeffrey from the class of 2018 and Clarence from the class of 2020. Jenna Ortiz's brother, Ronnie, from the class of 2018. Mathew Stephen's brother, Steve Stephen, from the class of 2017. Emma Thalgott's sister, Mary Kate Thalgott, from the class of 2007. Lila Wahid's sister, Rubab Wahid, from the class of 2020. Luke Yeager's brother, Jay, from the class of 2019, and sister Lexi, from the class of 2021. And finally, Lauren and Matthew Zimmerman's sister, Rachel Zimmerman, from the class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, alumni, members of the Board of Trustees, and members of the class of 2022, welcome to the 32nd graduation ceremony of the Meadows School. Thank you for being here. I would like to begin with a quotation today. It reads, quote, "Society everywhere is in a conspiracy against the manhood of every one of its members. Society is a joint stock company in which the members agree for the better securing of his bread to each shareholder to surrender the liberty and culture of the eater. The virtue most in request is conformity. Self-reliance is its aversion. It loves not realities and creators, but names and customs. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist." Close quote. These are the words of eminent American philosopher and essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson. And of course, when he says man and manhood in his 19th century prose, we can take that to mean person of value or person of worth. This obviously applies to every graduate seated on the stage today. And with that in mind, allow me to read the final sentences again. In society, the virtue in most request is conformity. Self-reliance is its aversion. It loves not realities and creators, but names and customs. Whoso would be a person of value must be a nonconformist. These words, published first in 1841, ring true today. Even as the pandemic of the last couple of years seems to be waning a bit, our country and others are divided along political and ideological lines. Polls over the last 50 years show deep declines in our trust of the government's desire, willingness, and ability to address our ills as a nation. The polls show distrust in and suspicion of many of our institutions, and this translates to a distrust among individuals. And this distrust has awakened a kind of tribalism in American life, where graduates, as you enter adulthood, you will be expected to conform to one ideology or another, to sit in one camp or another, to disagree with prescribed groups of others because of their party or political affiliation or their views on one or two hot-button topics. And at times, it will seem right for you, it will seem good for you to share the opinions that those you share opinions with. It will seem right and good to ally yourselves with perhaps your parents or your peers' beliefs. It will seem as though the simplest and most correct thing in the world to do is to do and believe as you have always done and always believed. And the public square of our age, which is, of course, social media, will serve to echo and amplify these impulses to conform. We know that the algorithms are designed to provoke outrage, to speak to the things you already agree with, or the things you have decided to detest. The algorithms don't care what you believe. They don't care that they underscore and ossify conformity. Indeed, conformity is what social media platforms promote. There's no room for civil engagement. There's no room for meaningful and reasoned human voice to penetrate the billions of subscribers who are daily manipulated by the algorithm's feed. And so, graduates, the world you are entering will demand your conformity. It will, in many ways, demand that you stop thinking and merely take a side. It will ask that your beliefs be unchanging and monolithic and easily pigeonholed. It will ask that your beliefs never change and that you remain inflexible regardless of how you change or how the world changes around you. And even if you resist being so pigeonholed, there are those who will assign you to a role to which you may or may not subscribe simply for simplicity's sake. Indeed, thoughtful complexity's chief rival is a thoughtless conformity. As Emerson has it, quote, "A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds." But you, graduates of the class of 2022, you don't need to worry, because I know you do not have little minds that Emerson speaks of. You've been given every tool necessary to follow Emerson's admonition to trust thyself, for every heart vibrates to that iron string. You know that there will be new things to be learned, new experiences that will change and shape your thoughts and emotions. You know that how you are and what you believe today need not be how you are and what you believe tomorrow. You know there is great complexity in the world, and that one of your chief roles as a human being is to navigate that complexity, to interact with the world and make judgments that ring true for you and you alone. And I know you know this because I know you've been asked at the Meadows School for years to think and to research, to reason, to argue, and to change. I know you're not the same today as you were when you first began studying on Scholar Lane. You have all the tools necessary to be a sort of Emersonian nonconformist, to think critically and to make your own way in the world, regardless of the world's demands. And I also know this because I know how much you have accomplished already. Ladies and gentlemen, the 41 students in the class of 2022 have gained 100% four-year college and university acceptance, of course, but they also contain 2 National Merit Scholarship winners, 4 National Merit Scholarship finalists, 2 National African American Scholars, 2 National Hispanic Scholars. They have earned over $5 million in renewable academic scholarship offers over 4 years. Their average SAT score is over 1330. Their average ACT score is 30. They include 25 AP scholars with distinction, 2 AP scholars with honor, and 9 AP scholars. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a group that has accomplished much and who we expect will go on to accomplish even more, the Meadows School class of 2022. Now, before we move on with our program, I want to note that some of these graduates have been at the Meadows School for some time. The students embody the fact that the Meadows School was founded as a place for graduates or students to come and to learn for 13 years and more. So graduates, please stand and remain standing as I call your name. These first are lifers, students who began with us in kindergarten. Corey Burkhead. Brooke Fitzpatrick. These next students are the super lifers, those who began with us in beginning school. Amanda Ashman. Elizabeth Becker. Lauren Epstein. Justin Handler. Veena Kittusamy. Marcus Lee. Rahul Mukhopadhyay. Christine Ndubisi. Jenna Ortiz. Nashra Qureshi. Rachel Raksarzadeh. Lila Wahid. Madeline Wold. Luke Yeager. Lauren Zimmerman. And Mathew Zimmerman. If you are a faculty member who has had the privilege of teaching one of these graduates, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Mathew Stephen. There's no better way to describe Mathew's contributions to the Meadows than by talking to his teachers. From them, I have found that he is a unique scholar indeed, and for while the honor of valedictorian is bestowed upon the student with the highest weighted GPA, meaning the valedictorian got the highest grades while taking the most demanding course load, I found that Mathew's talents go far beyond his ability to complete coursework. One faculty member stated that Mathew has been a constant grounding force in his grade. His efforts to ensure that all his peers are treated with respect and consideration make him a perfect example of what Meadows students should strive for. He is authentic and embodies all the core values. Another teacher referred to him as a, quote, humble and compassionate young man and a brilliant scholar. Mathew blossomed in his time in the upper school. Arriving as a rather shy ninth grader, Mathew is now comfortable providing stunning lectures on complex science topics, and his warm smile and engaging laugh has brightened our classrooms, close quote. Our science department chair shared that through his research, the upper school science department found the National STEM Honor Society, and through Mathew's hard work and leadership, we've set our chapter standards, drafted a constitution, and begun our inaugural year as members of that society with plans to create a student-led and inspired club where interested members will be guided and supported to not only succeed in their STEM classes, but to engage in the community through the lens of that passion. The English department chair stated that Mathew embodies quiet strength. He never flinches, never complains, and always pushes himself to learn as much as he can about everything he is studying. Even though he will be pursuing an education in medical sciences, he challenged himself by taking 2 English courses his senior year, AP Language and Comp and Creative Writing. Finally, Mathew says no only when he literally does not have time for something. His curiosity and willingness to try are boundless, but his feet are firmly grounded in reality. He won't make promises he can't keep, and he stays the course when he commits. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to see the course that this young man commits himself to. It is my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Mathew Stephen.
All right, I don't know how to top that. Good morning. It is an honor to speak with you all today, representing the small but mighty class of 2022. Yeah, give a round of applause, round of applause. All right. So first, I'd like to give a shout out to the symphonic band, even though they're not here, for playing Pomp and Circumstance for like the last 10 minutes. As a member of the school band for the past 8 graduation ceremonies, I know that playing that song over and over again is a lot harder than it looks. Yeah. All right. Let me take you back to March 6, 2020. I was sitting at the back of an airplane with my friends, having just taken off from San Juan, Puerto Rico. As I looked down the aisle, I saw the pure joy on my classmates' faces as they laughed and told stories about the events that had just taken place over the last week. When most people think of tragedies that occurred in 2020, they probably think of the COVID-19 pandemic. But for the people of San Juan, Puerto Rico, the pandemic was just an additional disaster in an already challenging year. After years spent recovering from Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico had been hit with a magnitude 6.4 earthquake, destroying entire neighborhoods and devastating their local economy. On top of all this, certain communities didn't receive government assistance for relief efforts. So that March, my classmates and I from the class of 2022, in addition to numerous teachers, visited San Juan to assist the local communities in their recovery efforts. During that week, we built bookshelves from scratch, repainted houses, and even created water filtration systems. More importantly, my classmates and I got the chance to personally meet and speak with the members of the local community. We learned about the local politics, cultural tensions, new Spanish words, and even tried the local staple of chicken, rice, and plantains, which, by the way, is a fire combination of flavor. I think back on this trip because I believe it's an embodiment of what I enjoyed most about my Meadows experience. When you think of education, you might initially think of classes, books, and exams. But the Meadows School taught me that education can be so much more. It was during these experiential learning opportunities, often in teams or groups of students, that I learned the most. I got my first taste of this collaborative learning when I joined the Meadows in the 5th grade. In November 2014, I walked into the lower school for the first time and was immediately greeted by Mr. Bissell, my 5th grade teacher. He walked me into the classroom and introduced me to several of my classmates, and when the bell rang, I was confused by what immediately took place. The students in the class began to pull out giant sheets of white paper covering the span of 4 desks. They divided the paper into 4 sections and started working on math problems in groups. At first, I didn't understand, but as the days went on, I realized the power of this strategy. Students would try problems on their own and share their progress with one another. If someone was struggling, the other group members would take time and space on the paper to explain their work. This collaborative approach showed me that education wasn't just about learning from teachers. It was also about learning from the students around you and sharing your own perspectives in a mutual learning experience. The rest of that day was something I'd never forget, but little did I know that it was just the start of an 8-year journey filled with communal learning experiences. In middle school, I learned with classmates through collaborations on Rube Goldberg machines and video projects in competitive science. In the upper school, there were math classes where we would solve problems together on Mr. Vollin's whiteboards, and the roundtable discussions we had in Mr. Kempfer's AP Gov class, where we had fruitful, sometimes heated, dialogue about contemporary social and political issues in the US. Outside the classroom, I learned through supportive communities like the band and sports teams, and I was even learning through cultural festivals like Cinco de Mayo and Chinese New Year, as well as freshman advisory projects. The common theme through all these educational experiences was that I was learning from the amazing people around me, whether it was classmates, teammates, teachers, administration, and even the custodial crew. Shout out Ralph, Cindy, and Maribel. Yeah. So as we flew back home to Vegas on that March 6, 2020 flight from Puerto Rico, I had high hopes about the many communal learning experiences to come over the next 2 years. Little did I know that just a week later, the entire world would be shut down because of a pandemic. The next few months were challenging, but the fall 2020 semester showed me how much I valued those in-person learning experiences. As one of around 5 students in my class to remain as a remote student for that semester, I got a taste of what education looked like without that community by your side. While my teachers did the best they could, and my friends who were in person would often check in on me and keep me in the loop, it just wasn't the same. Participating in class discussions was challenging, as my audio would often be delayed, and I felt like I'd interrupt the flow of the class by speaking up. Community gatherings were canceled or limited, and everyone and everything seemed to be so separated by screens and social distancing. So you can imagine the smile I had on my face a couple months later when I returned to in-person classes, even if that smile was completely covered by a light blue mask. In wrapping up this speech, I just want to take some time to encourage my fellow graduates to embrace experiential and community learning over the next 4 years and beyond. Obviously, when you get to college, get good grades and get to know your professors. But make sure to integrate yourself into campus organizations and the surrounding communities. Go study abroad. Take on leadership roles. Immerse yourself in unique internships. Because much of what you'll learn in life will be from collaborative, real-world experiences and from the amazing people you'll meet. And I firmly believe that our Meadows community learning experience doesn't have to end here. As the years go on, let's continue to get together as a class when we can and share our experiences, knowledge, and resources. We should stay connected and learn together and from each other. In the end, I just want to say congratulations for all the hard work you've all put in at this school, especially with 3 of our high school years being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Regardless of how long you've been at the Meadows, just know that each and every one of you has contributed so much to this community and to my own educational experience. So thank you, class of 2022. We did it.
It's my pleasure at this time to introduce our guest speaker. Donald D. Snyder has had a diverse and successful professional career in banking, gaming and hospitality, and higher education. This includes service as chairman and CEO of First Interstate Bank of Nevada, now Wells Fargo, president and board member of Boyd Gaming Corporation, and president of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He currently sits on the boards of directors for 2 New York Stock Exchange-listed companies, Western Alliance Bank Corporation and Switch, Inc. Including his current board service, Don has served on the boards of 7 public companies and several private and subsidiary company boards. His active involvement with the community has involved service on several nonprofit boards, including the chairmanship of several of those boards and commissions. He has been honored for his community leadership on numerous occasions during his more than 34 years in Nevada. Don and his wife, Dee, have been married for 50 years. They have 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. Don has also recently completed an autobiography, Taking the Lead, with co-author Jack Sheehan. It is my honor and privilege to introduce him as this year's commencement speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Don Snyder.
Well, thank you very much for the kind introduction. It's a real honor and a pleasure to be here, to have been asked to be the graduation speaker for this class of 2022. Under any circumstances, it would have been an honor to have been asked to speak. In this case, it's even more special because of the fact that all 3 of our now adult children attended the Meadows School, and our whole family benefited from the Meadows School experience. My wife Dee and I moved our family to Nevada from California in 1987 when I was asked to be the chairman, as you heard, chairman, president, and CEO of First Interstate Bank, which is now Wells Fargo. It was the oldest and largest bank in the state, and it was headquartered in Reno at that time. So our move to Nevada was initially to Reno. It was a few months after we moved to Reno that I convinced our board of directors that we should move the headquarters to Las Vegas. That was a very strategic move for the bank, since our position as the largest bank in the state was being challenged at the time. I'm pleased to report that Wells Fargo, which acquired First Interstate in the mid-1990s, is still the largest bank in Nevada. That move of the headquarters was a key factor in Wells Fargo continuing to have that position. However, when I broke the news to my wife, Dee, she said, "You want us to move where?" You see, there were many stereotypical views of Las Vegas in those days, which were not very positive. She got more comfortable with the idea of moving here when I said, "Not to worry, this will be just a 3 or 4 year stop in a banking career that will take us elsewhere." Well, that conversation now was nearly 35 years ago. Because our 2 children at the time were enrolled in school in Reno, we decided to wait until the end of that 1987-1988 school year to move the family to Las Vegas. We moved into our new home at the Lakes in August of 1988. I think that it was about 115 degrees that day that we moved in, and I think our kids joined my wife in wondering if this was really the right move for us. Our son, David, started, oh, I missed something here. Fortunately, one of the first people to reach out to me when we announced the move of the bank's headquarters to Las Vegas was Carolyn Goodman. Dee and I both learned about her move with Oscar to Las Vegas years earlier and how they came to love Las Vegas, and of course, we learned about the Meadows School. Our son David started 5th grade at the Meadows in 1988, and our daughter Christy started 4th grade that year. David graduated in 1997, Christy in 1998. One of the highlights of our first graduation was having our youngest son Mathew be able to, as a kindergarten student, escort his big brother to the stage for his graduation. We are especially proud of the fact that Matt was born here in Las Vegas, and so is he. Matt did not go on to graduate from the Meadows as his older brother and sister did. As with our older kids, we gave him the option to go to high school in a larger school. All 3 of our kids were active in sports here at the Meadows. Matt was probably the most talented in that regard. As he approached his high school years, he had committed to being a very good golfer. He decided that Palo Verde High School would give him a good education, but even more, provide an opportunity to elevate his golf game. It did, and he was a proud member of the Palo Verde State Championship team in his senior year. Matt went on to play golf in college, and today he's a professional golfer who will be playing on the PGA of Canada Tour this summer. In fact, he's leaving on a flight to Canada this morning. The educational discipline that he experienced at the Meadows School has played a big role in his career, as it will long after his golfing career is over. That same educational experience helped David and Christy build their professional business careers after they both graduated from the University of Denver. David is a marketing executive in New York. Christy is a banking executive working for the largest bank in Montana. Coincidentally, that bank is First Interstate Bank, the bank which bought the rights to use the name when Wells Fargo acquired First Interstate Bank. It's nostalgic when we go back to Montana to visit the family and see the name and the bank logo that I grew up with. I will tell you that none of our 3 kids were anywhere close to the top of their class. That is probably something they got from their dad. I was nowhere close to the top of my class in high school either. In fact, I had a high school counselor who advised me that college was probably not a path that would suit me and my less than serious approach to studies. I did not accept her advice, but I did change my approach to my studies, and when I got to the University of Wyoming, I graduated with honors. Our 3 kids have all given the Meadows School experience credit for how they have approached their diverse careers as well as their personal lives. They give credit to the academic curriculum and expectations, the relationships with other students, which continue to this time, and faculty who really cared about them and their success. One of the best examples of a great teacher, now retired, is Sandy Donnell. To this day, she stays in touch with us and our kids just to make sure that everything is going well. Dee and I also credit the Meadows School experience for getting us comfortable that Las Vegas would be more than just a 3 or a 4-year stop in my banking career. After 34 years in Las Vegas, we just cannot imagine that anywhere else could have been more personally and professionally rewarding. It was in the early 1990s, when Wells Fargo had initiated talks to acquire First Interstate, that I was given the opportunity to move back to California or to Texas. We decided to stay in Las Vegas and that I would move beyond my banking career. That led me to get involved with some of the things that you heard about in the introduction, a variety of professional and community building experiences, including leading the development of the Fremont Street Experience, leading the founding of Bank of Nevada, serving as president of Boyd Gaming Corporation for nearly 9 years, providing the volunteer leadership for creating the Smith Center for the Performing Arts, chairing the UNLV Foundation Board of Trustees, and chairing the one and only comprehensive capital campaign for the university, serving as dean of UNLV's College of Hospitality, and being chosen to serve as the interim president of UNLV in 2014 while we did a national search for the permanent president. All of this for someone who thought that Las Vegas would be a 3 or a 4-year stop in my banking career. The Meadows School provided the early comfort that Las Vegas would be good for our family, and it was. You graduates have been given a very special gift, an educational foundation and experience which provides a platform for really big things. The Meadows School is not an easy path. The fact that you have successfully navigated it should enable and encourage future success academically, professionally, and personally. My encouragement to you is to build this success and apply it to your community in the spirit of excellence which is embodied in the Meadows School. I hope that the community you choose after college is Las Vegas. We need future leaders who can continue to build Las Vegas into a truly world-class city in all regards. But if it's not Las Vegas, get involved in your new community. You and your community will be better for your engagement and for your leadership. The Meadows School experience provides a great foundation for that. Thanks for having me here today. Congratulations and best wishes to all of you graduates in the class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. Good morning, faculty, staff, alumni, honored guests, and most importantly, the class of 2022. The role of student body president carries an important responsibility to the students of TMS. Elizabeth Becker, this year's president, has fulfilled those responsibilities. She has worked extremely hard since her freshman year to make the student experience the best that it could be. Elizabeth was not only involved in student council, but also played volleyball, golf, and participated in track. She also created the Christians in Action Club. She has performed many, many community service hours for a variety of organizations. During her 9th grade year, at the conclusion of Freshman Fun Week, Elizabeth led the students in coming up with a letter to thank the faculty for putting on such an amazing event. At that point, I knew that she was going to be an excellent leader for the students. In her junior year, she worked really hard to make sure that students still had a homecoming experience, even though the pandemic limited our opportunities. She led the charge in Monstober Week, where the halls were decorated and many outdoor activities were planned so that the students would get a sense of normalcy. In her senior year, Elizabeth, along with other senior members, planned a prom that will not be forgotten. Elizabeth was always willing to sacrifice her time to make sure that things were done just like she wanted them. The Saturday morning of prom, she and another student were there at the venue bright and early to make sure everything looked perfect for the students. Justin Handler had this to say about Elizabeth. Even as a 14-year-old, Elizabeth was always determined to improve the experience of the student body, create unforgettable memories, and ensure that she helped make the Meadows School a better place. Whenever someone was needed to make things happen, she was there. Elizabeth always puts in full effort. Please join me in welcoming Student Body President Elizabeth Becker to the stage.
High school commencement speech. Best graduation speech ever. How to give student body president speech. What do student body presidents speak about in speech? How to be funny. These are just a few of my Google searches from the past week, and for the first time in my life, Google did not help me complete an assignment. In truth, I really did not know what I would be talking about today. I swore to myself that in a 2-hour ceremony, I would make my 5 minutes funny, but what can I say? I'm a sentimental person, and the idea that this would be the last time I start my day at the Meadows School and the last time I see my classmates after 15 years together made me pretty emotional. And as I procrastinated my speech, I realized that the only thing I really wanted to talk about today was my classmates. When you look at the class of 2022, your first thought is probably not, wow, that's a big class, but rather the opposite. We are 41 people strong. When I came into preschool, there were 60 of us. When I came into middle school, there were 55. And along the way, we ended up here at 41. A lot of people look at those statements and think, wow, what did you guys do to all those kids that made that many of them leave? But I would rather like to focus on those who stayed. We are truly a class of survivors. That probably sounds horrible, so let me elaborate. Not many people would be able to survive the rigorous academia of time tests and research papers that the 18 super lifers and lifers did in lower school. Not many people would be able to survive hearing Mr. Siegel's same 3 jokes every day in middle school. Sorry. Not many people would be able to balance the math and dance in Miss Mitchell's class. So, to the 41 graduates here, congratulations on not only surviving, but thriving at the Meadows School. I know that sounds really cliche, but we truly did thrive as a class. Among the class of 2022, we have 100% college acceptance, thousands of hours of community service together, and millions of dollars in scholarships together. We may be small, but we certainly are mighty. With that introduction, I hope everyone in the audience is feeling a little more intimidated. We're pretty cool people, but while we did thrive in an education setting, I know we all don't have life quite figured out yet. We are about to embark on the biggest change in our lives. While the Meadows fostered us as students, we now venture off into adulthood and a life without Mr. Ronquillo to remind us of our deadlines. I think as Meadows students, we get caught in the details. By this, I mean we focus on one test, one assignment, one more lunch until the school day is done. And with this hyper-focus on each assignment, we can forget to live our lives. A lot of us are perfectionists, and I think as human beings, we spend our whole lives waiting for the perfect moment. Bucket lists, fantasies of the college experience, or waiting for the perfect picture for Instagram. We wait, so much so that it seems as though life can pass us by. At least that was, it felt like when I procrastinated writing the speech for 2 days past the deadline. And that day also just so happened to be the day I finally realized we are graduating. We are graduating. Last Monday, we walked with kindergartners who will be graduating in 2034, a year that sounds like cars should be flying. I will never forget hearing for the first time that we were the class of 2022, and all I could think was, wow, that year doesn't even seem real. This was in 2010 when we were in first grade, and at the time, my biggest worry was being picked on a good team for kickball. Now, 12 years later, we worry about getting picked for Socratic seminars, college, or in Senior Assassin. Our worries change over time, which is why I want my message to my class to be to live in the moment. I think back going to Puerto Rico and having the river party. If you weren't there, a group of us went into the river on our campsite and one night, and we sang, screamed, and I think we went a little insane, but after, one of us said that this is what life should be about. I'm only 18, so I don't know if life means swimming in dirty river water with your friends in the middle of the night screaming Ronquillo, but I'm ready to find out. Because right now, finishing this speech and graduating from Meadows feels what life should be about. But I know there will be so many more river parties, graduations, other things, events, and people past this moment that will make life what life should be. Which again, I'm only 18, so I don't know what that is, but we all have the rest of our lives to figure it out. Yes, we survived, yes, we thrived, but now we get to live. I mean, a lot of us have been waiting for this moment for 15 years, but instead of focusing on this moment, I'd like to focus on that last part, 15 years. Some of us have known each other for 15 years. Some of the parents in the audience have known each other for 15 years. There have been friends, frenemies, or enemies between a lot of us here, but those relationships only come from experience and memories with one another. I know not all of them may be good, but at the end of the day, we are us. We are the grade that made Miss Osby have to make a sign-up sheet for who would be the next pitcher in kickball because we were the most stubborn class she had ever taught. We are the class that broke Mr. Cherry's door. We are the class that might have broken a few other things this past week. We are the class who were the first and almost last ones to go to Puerto Rico from the Meadows. We are the class of 2022. At the end of the day, we all have one thing in common. We were forced to take Latin in 8th grade. But more than that, we are the class of 2022, 41 people strong. It has been ruthless to be a part of it, I will say, but it also has been beautiful to see the growth, hard work, and dedication that our class has shown. Whether you are a math wizard, a bowling star, an artiste, I have loved watching you grow. I want to say thank you to the teachers, staff, custodians, everyone who was a part of this journey, who not only helped us grow as students, but as artists and people. I'd like to also thank our parents for giving us this chance. Your knowledge and your foresight will help us to advance. Yes. Seriously, thank you for not judging us during the countless late nights we spent studying, or we're supposed to be studying, and the endless support not only now, but for the rest of our lives. To my class, I will unfortunately never forget you guys. But I'm glad we did it together. Each and every one of you has taught me a lesson, metaphorically speaking or literally. Thanks, Patrick, for teaching me math. And we've just been through so much together, and whether you came in preschool, middle school, or sophomore year, you made your mark, and I hope all of us are proud. If not for graduating, then the fact that since 2008, this is the first year in our class's history that not a single student left our grade. So this truly is an accomplishment to be here. Right now is the start of the rest of our lives. So thanks for being on the journey, and let's graduate. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. The senior class president is tasked with making sure that the senior class creates fond memories during their final year in the upper school. Veena Kittusamy did just that. At the end of her junior year, she was already coming up with ideas to make the senior year for the class of 22 a memorable one. She spent a lot of time over the summer getting the senior lounge ready so that when seniors returned, it would be. Veena worked hard to plan many activities for the members of the class of 22. She planned an amazing senior sunset and was very instrumental in the planning of, she planned an amazing senior sunrise and was very instrumental in planning of senior sunset. She worked closely with other members of Students' Council to make sure that prom was a success. Veena always took control of any situation. Those of you that know her know that she is small but mighty. When she gets an idea in her head, she is so determined to make it happen, and it usually does. This determination that she has is going to take her very, very far in life. She just has a way of asking for something, and somehow, some way, she will get it. And the beauty of that was that she would not try to make things happen for herself. She was always working to make the student experience better. Veena was also an important member of the state championship winning tennis team. She only knows state championships, as the team won the state championship each of her high school years. Veena was active in many clubs in the upper school and even started some successful clubs on campus, such as Alzheimer's awareness. Another thing that has had an impact on the school was Veena's determination to make sure that all students were equally represented. She worked hard alongside with other members of the Black Student Union to do just that. Fellow senior Lauren Epstein said this about Veena: "She is the most caring, devoted, and empathetic person in my life. Throughout the best and worst times in high school, Veena was always there. And the thought of leaving her is undesirable, but I know that the world deserves to experience everything she has to offer. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Senior Class President Veena Kittusamy.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. It still doesn't feel real that we're here today. It has been 1,384 days since August 13th, 2018. 1,384 days since we first stepped foot into the high school as freshmen. It has been 5,395 days since some of us started the Meadows as preschoolers. Meadows, for many of my peers, and for myself, has been our entire lives. And 5,395 days later, we are here before you, ready to move on into the next chapters of our lives. However, I would like to rewind to my first day of kindergarten. We were all walking up to the gym for the first all-school assembly of the year, and I found myself walking alongside Miss Wolfbrandt, whom we all affectionately call Wolfie, and I decided to introduce myself by saying, "Hi, I'm Veena, and I was born to talk." Now, what inclined me to say this, I have absolutely no idea, but boy, did I live up to my introduction. Every single report card I received in lower school would say, "Veena's a great student, but she never stops talking." And then fast forward to 6th grade, I met a new student named Nichelle Fensalker-Mikulik. A mouthful, I know, but a name you'll never forget. And Nichelle and I had a major characteristic in common: talking. And we talked so much that in Miss Codewise's 6th grade math class, she had to move us to the far left corner of the room just so we wouldn't disturb the rest of the class. But of course we did. And Nichelle and I never changed and found ourselves in many of the same situations throughout middle school, throughout high school, especially our AP Spanish Literature class last year. Sorry, Senora. And I find these stories to be entirely ironic, however, because when writing this speech, perhaps for the first time in my life, I had absolutely no idea what to say. But I'd like to start here. I believe every single one of us possesses the talent and ability to make our mark on this world, to not be one of the many names that are forgotten, but to be one of the few names that are remembered. This room is full of future world leaders, actors, actresses, scientists, doctors, business tycoons, and possibly a future president, vote Rahul 2040. This potential was obvious from day one. Let's take Luke Yeager, for example. In 2nd grade, it was our turn to host the annual Valentine's Day bake sale, and Luke made the unique business decision to sell waters rather than sweets. And not only was this one of the most memorable booths, but it also made the most money. So not only was Luke a savvy businessman, but he's also been a hustler since 2nd grade. Now, although I've grown up with these kids, I do not know every hardship they've endured, nor every sacrifice they've made in order to be sitting here in front of you today. But just know that if they survived Meadows, it must have been a lot. Looking at my class this morning, I feel nothing but pride. I'm honored to be graduating among such a distinguished and strong group of individuals. We have persevered through a pandemic and losing 15 students since our freshman year, and are now at a time of semi-normalcy. But what did it take for us to get here, and what did we lose? If my time at Meadows has taught me one thing, it is that mediocrity is the enemy. Meadows taught me to crave perfection. Even as 7-year-olds with only 20 teeth and a popsicle-stained Meadows polo to our names, we were firm in our belief that we were the best. We competed for Good Citizen, reading awards, being at the front of the single-file lines we were forced to walk in, and who could say "excuse me" the most in one passing. Our competitive spirits remained a substantial part of our personas and essential to our survival in a cutthroat academic environment. For Meadows students, good enough is simply not enough. This means we will never settle, and we will always strive for more. However, there are times when good enough is all we have, times when good enough is our 100%. In our search of finding ourselves, we forgo the present. We fail to live in the moment. To be constantly in the pursuit of excellence is exhausting. For this reason, many of us felt burnt out by middle school. Since lower school, we've been working towards college acceptances and seeing all E's for excellent on our report cards. But we must remember to live in the present, to enjoy life for what it is, to work hard for a better future, but revel in the moment. Enjoy the journey because you might find that your expected destination will change. And even if it doesn't, enjoying and living for the journey is what life is all about. And it's just as important to look for the good, even in difficult experiences, because the difficult experiences allow us to appreciate the good ones. I would like to end by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who helped us make it to this day. The guidance I received throughout my time at Meadows is invaluable, and I'll be forever grateful. And even though she couldn't be here with us today, I'd like to say thank you to Mrs. Shockey for being the best mentor I could ask for. Thank you to all of my teachers for making it worth it to wake up at 6:30 every morning to come to school, even Mr. DeVito, who can somehow lecture for an entire 80-minute period without taking a single breath. None of us would be here without your dedication to our academic endeavors and our future success. Thank you. Oh, I'm not done. Sorry. I was saying thank you to the teachers, my bad. I would also like to say thank you to my friends who made these past 4 years bearable. And I owe everything to my parents. I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for your constant support. I want to thank my mom for being the best role model I could ask for. And thank you for believing in me, even if I didn't believe in myself. I love you both with my whole heart. To the class of 2022, thank you for an amazing 4 years, and I leave you with this. Make your names known and your legacies everlasting. Congratulations, you survived, and I could not be more proud of you all. Thank you.
All right, one more round of applause for all of our speakers. As you well know, the diploma is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon an individual by the Meadows School. And a number of years ago, the Board of Trustees authorized the administration to present honorary diplomas to those rare individuals who have made an indelible mark on the Meadows School and its students. So before I have the honor of presenting diplomas to the graduates today, I have the distinct privilege of presenting 2 honorary diplomas to faculty members who have made lasting contributions to the Meadows in defining excellence in the middle school for over a quarter century. First, Mrs. Elaine Silverman retired in 2020, and we would have honored her then, but the pandemic forced some changes to our graduation format over the course of the last couple of years. In her 28 years of service to the Meadows School, Ms. Silverman had a positive impact on the lives of thousands of students. Elaine was a consummate professional with a passion for teaching math and problem solving, but who also focused on helping middle school students develop independence and organization. In so doing, the lessons and modeling she provided her students went beyond the classroom. As a colleague, she was always supportive, encouraging, and hardworking. I had the opportunity to serve as middle school director early in my time as an administrator at the Meadows School. I cannot think of an educator who better embodies the spirit of the pursuit of excellence, and I learned a number of valuable lessons from her. Elaine always wanted what was best for her colleagues and students and gave everything she had to her pupils and her school every single day. It is my honor to name Elaine Silverman as an honorary member of the class of 2022. When I started at the Meadows School in the summer of 2005, I could not have asked for a better friend and mentor than Abby Hilson. Not only was she a student favorite for her kindness and caring approach, she is quite literally a master in the classroom. Abby has a sense of classroom ritual that makes students feel secure in her room. They know what to expect, and therefore, students are open to putting forth their best effort even if they fall short. They know their teacher will be there to pick them up, dust them off, and help them try again. As a colleague, Mrs. Hilson is warm, encouraging, and supportive. She quite literally taught me how to be a middle school teacher and division director. But I'm not alone. Ms. Diploma, who's taught history across the hall from Abby for years, said that, quote, her membership over the years helped ground my own teaching experience. She's a wonderful person and a good friend. I do not think that the Meadows School would be what it is without her presence. I do not think that I would be the teacher I am today without her guidance. We are all better for our time with Abby, and that is a gift. Please join me in applauding Ms. Abby Hilson as an honorary member of the class of 2022. We've got some diplomas to give out. It is.
Mathew J. Stephen. Not only is Mathew our 2022 valedictorian, but he is also a $2,500 National Merit Scholarship winner, Coca-Cola Scholarship semifinalist, and was the Sophomore Student of the Year. Mathew joined the Meadows community in the 5th grade and states that his favorite memory was bonding with classmates and local members of the community during the sophomore service trip to Puerto Rico. As president of Students Against Gun Violence, a volunteer active listener on 7cups.com, and secretary and historian of the National Honor Society, Mathew has spent the last several years advocating for solutions to important community issues, including gun violence, mental health, and senior home isolation. In addition to co-founding the Meadows School STEM Honor Society, Mathew has spent significant time conducting traffic safety research for the UNLV School of Medicine's Department of Surgery. Outside of the classroom, Mathew has served as the captain of the varsity bowling team and is an 8-year member of the symphonic and pep bands, playing both the baritone and percussion. Mathew looks forward to joining the University of Rochester, where he plans to major in neuroscience and epidemiology and continue his public health advocacy. He will be pursuing a career as a physician as a part of the combined 8-year Rochester Early Medical Scholars Program.
Elizabeth Weddington Becker. Elizabeth will be receiving her diploma from her parents and TMS Board Trustees, members Mathew and April Becker. Elizabeth began at the Meadows in preschool, and her most memorable experience was when she won Mrs. Wolfbrandt's pickle raffle in 3rd grade for a free recess. Elizabeth is student body president and has been her class president for previous 3 years. She is a member of the English, Spanish, Art, and National Honor Societies and is an AP scholar. Her most significant academic achievement was getting Mr. Vance's academic award, and her most meaningful extracurricular activities were student council and student art because they taught her leadership, patience, and dedication. Outside of school, Elizabeth runs a successful animal rights charity looking to change the way that we treat animals in Las Vegas, as well as helping to work and run a horse sanctuary in Idaho. These service opportunities had the greatest impact on her because they opened her eyes to the social injustices and lack of humanity surrounding animals throughout the world. Elizabeth wants to thank her family for always believing in her and providing her with the best education and supporting her through all her hard work. Miss Bennett for being the best teacher ever, and Miss Neblina for inspiring her love of history. Elizabeth is looking forward to meeting new people and exploring Malibu, where she will be attending Pepperdine University, studying in the Seaver College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, majoring in history on a pre-law track.
Veena P. Kittusamy. Veena is a super lifer, and she is most grateful for the lifelong friends and mentors she has gained throughout her time here. Veena has been a member of Student Council for all 4 years of high school and is senior class president, a member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, the varsity tennis team all 4 years, and varsity cheer for 3. Veena has also been on high honor roll for the past 4 years and is an AP scholar with distinction. Her most significant academic achievement was passing AP statistics, and her most meaningful extracurricular activity was being the girls' varsity tennis team co-captain and recipient of the Coaches Award her junior year. Veena credits tennis for providing her with a family and a supportive yet competitive environment. She wants to thank her teammates and her coaches, JL and Tiffany, for the best senior season possible. Some of her favorite memories include arguing with Mr. Ronquillo in his office and weekly trips to Mr. Sushi after school. Veena wants to thank her parents for being her inspiration and being the best support system possible. She also wants to thank her friends for helping her survive the last 4 years of high school. Veena will be attending George Washington University in Washington, D.C. with the Presidential Academic Scholarship to study international relations on a pre-law track.
Amanda Rachel Ashman. Amanda began her Meadows career at our beginning school. Her most memorable experiences from her time here included naming and taking care of snails she and Brooke got as class pets in her 8th grade science class. May they rest in peace. And the sophomore year Puerto Rico trip, where she and some of her classmates hiked up the river to see the stars with no light pollution. Amanda is a member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and National English Honor Society. She received high honors and is an AP scholar with distinction. Her proudest personal achievement was surviving the Meadows math department and watching her mock trial team make it to the state competition for the first time in 17 years. She appreciates the experience she gained from her time as a member of our state champion varsity girls tennis team, Jewish Culture Club, mock trial team, participating on Key Club's board, in her time in debate, competing in Lincoln Douglas, oratory, and informative debate, where she could explore and teach about a multitude of academic topics, including the Donner Party, the English language, and quantum mechanics. Amanda would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who supported her along this journey, including her mom, dad, grandmother, grandfather, her friends Elizabeth, Sophia, Lila, Nashra, and everyone else who has helped her along the way by supporting and encouraging her. Amanda will be attending Università Boccini in Italy in the fall.
Anna Barnes. Anna graduates from the Meadows School with high honors as a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and a founding board member of the STEM NHS. Her passions for biological sciences, research, and medicine have grown since freshman year. She has interned at the personal practices of 3 renowned surgeons and gained ample knowledge about medical procedures, technologies, and techniques via those experiences. Along with 3 physicians, Anna has conducted a study regarding COVID-19 and air transportation that was presented at the Aerospace Medical Association. As an officer of UNLV's Research, Education, and Opportunities for High School Students program, she has communicated with numerous university professors and helped high school students in the Las Vegas area discover avenues to college-level research. This year, she was awarded first place in the Environmental Energy and Transportation category at the UNLV Science Fair for her research concerning the often overlooked issue of hospital plastic pollution. She was chosen as a speaker for the Meadows Research Symposium and is currently working on publishing her findings. Anna's favorite memories include chatting with Grace about their favorite and least favorite novels, hanging out with Brooke at the Bodies exhibit, attending senior prom, and going bowling with Kevin, Marcus, David, and Cameron. Anna wants to thank her mom, stepdad, and her outstanding mentors, Instructor Cotter, Mr. Schaefer, and Ms. Brownridge, who made these endeavors possible. Anna will continue her education and pursuits, matriculating to the University of South Florida and majoring in cell and molecular biology.
Michael Peyton Buckmiller. Peyton came to the Meadows in 9th grade and says the highlight of his high school years came from the Puerto Rico service trip in his sophomore year. He enjoyed the experience of providing service to those in need alongside fun activities such as paddleboarding in the bay with his classmates. Peyton was a member of student council and co-president of the Make-A-Wish Club for his senior year. Alongside the academics, Peyton was very busy in athletics. Peyton was a member of the varsity tennis, basketball, and baseball in his 4 years. Within his time, he was able to become a 3-time tennis MVP, baseball regional champ, along with throwing a combined no-hitter in his first pitching start, and lastly, a basketball state champ. Outside of school, many of you know Peyton as a talented DJ, but alongside this, under the stage name Ember, Peyton has worked very hard to start building a fan base for his music. Ember has peaked at 3,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, along with some songs being played at large festivals, including EDC. Peyton wants to thank his mom and dad for always being supportive towards his goals and dreams of becoming a well-known figure in the music and business industry. Peyton is looking forward to meeting new people and making new connections in the business school of the University of Utah, where he will major in entrepreneurship and minor in music technology.
Corey William Burkhead. Corey is a member of the National Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, and has achieved high honor roll and high honor roll during his high school career. He is a lifer at the Meadows School, as he has been part of our community since kindergarten. His favorite memory during his years at the Meadows is playing in the baseball state championship in his freshman year. Corey has been a member of the band for 7 years, during which he learned to be skillful and flexible, and he enjoyed making friends and memories. His favorite experiences from his time in the pep band include leading the football team to the field before football games with the drum line, playing in Allegiant Stadium for the football state championship, playing in Reno for the basketball state championships, and meeting other bands and drummers. He is the drumline captain and senior band captain. Corey has played 4 years of varsity baseball and has reached many milestones, including placing second place in state and winning this year's state championship. Corey is proud of his accomplishments and improvements he made playing baseball. The lessons he learned on the baseball field will help Corey be successful during the later stages of his life and career. Corey will be attending the University of Florida, where he plans to study aerospace engineering. Go Gators.
Cole Eric Cantinwalla. Cole Cantinwalla came to the Meadows School in 9th grade, and he says that the highlight of his high school years was joining the varsity football team in his junior year. Cole says that the hard work that led to production on the field helped him become a better athlete, but the lessons taught through his relationships with his teammates and coaches, like Coach Concannon, helped him become a better man off the field. Cole was a member of the Make-A-Wish Club, the Meadows Athletic Advisory Committee, the 2022 Varsity Basketball State Champion Team, and a captain of the varsity football team in his senior year, where he won the Coach's Offensive Award as a junior and the Black Lion Award for leadership as a senior. Outside of school, Cole started to volunteer for the charity Delivering with Dignity during the pandemic. He started off by preparing and packaging meals together and then delivering them for those who are at risk and couldn't leave their homes during the pandemic. Cole wants to thank his mom and dad for always believing in him and supporting him no matter what crazy thing he wanted to pursue next. He wants to thank his senior friends he met and grew up with in this crazy 4-year journey, and those he met along the way that are a major part of the person he is today. Cole will be off to Dallas to attend SMU and study sports management.
Roman Khalid Chaudhry. Roman came to the Meadows in 5th grade, and looking back at his high school career, he is proud to see how far he has come and how much he has grown. At the Meadows, Roman has met lifelong friends and will cherish his memories at the Meadows for the rest of his life. Roman is an AP scholar who is excited to see what the rest of his life has in store for him. After competing in swimming for over 7 years, Roman decided instead to compete in high school athletics, joining the football team his junior year and the track team both junior and senior year, becoming a captain of the track team. Joining sports in school taught Roman leadership and dedication, as well as enhanced his high school experience by allowing him to go on fun trips and become closer with his teammates. Roman has also gained work and service experience in several industries, teaching him discipline and what to expect moving forward throughout life. He plans to utilize this experience to continue to work hard and help others, not just through college, but for the rest of his life. Going into college, Roman is excited to meet new people and visit new places, and most importantly, improve himself. Roman will be attending the University of Utah in Salt Lake City.
Alexis Morgan Coffey. Alexis Coffey is an active member of the Meadows community. She spent time on both the varsity soccer team and varsity cheerleading team and spent the majority of her high school years traveling to different games, whether playing on the field or cheering for her fellow athletes. Alexis also enjoyed teaching lower schoolers how to play soccer and dedicated time on the weekends to help build the next Meadows generation of soccer players. Alexis's favorite Meadows memories were on her sophomore trip to Puerto Rico. She enjoyed bonding with the kids at the house she was assigned to and loved talking and playing games with them. One of Alexis's best memories from this trip was jumping off a pier and racing her classmates back to the shore. On the TMS campus, Alexis was a leader in multiple student organizations. She was president of the film club, president of the creative writing club, and the founder and president of the Black Student Alliance Club. She will miss spending her lunches planning school-wide activities and assemblies with other BSA members. One of Alexis's biggest accomplishments was her active role in TMS's Center for Fine Arts. From freshman year to senior year, Alexis was always been involved in creative projects. In her junior year, she filmed and assistant directed a 2-hour film of 12th Night for the theater. After exploring different interests, Alexis is thrilled to announce her commitment to studying film at Pennsylvania State University and is incredibly excited to start a new chapter of her life.
Lauren Michelle Epstein. Lauren's diploma will be presented to her by her parents and long-serving TMS board members Lawrence and Michelle Epstein. Lauren is a super lifer at the Meadows School, and she says that the highlight of her high school years was her 4 seasons on the varsity volleyball team because it allowed her to find incredible role models to look up to and to hope that she could become that figure for her younger teammates. She loved the practices filled with laughter and the countless friendships and memories that came from being part of such an amazing team. Overall, this group taught her how to be a better friend and leader. Her greatest academic achievement was being on the high honor roll for all 4 years of high school and being a member of the National Honor Society. She also received academic awards in Honors Spanish 3, Honors Literature and Composition, Honors European History, Honors American History, and was the recipient of the Deborah K. Swissman Scholarship this year. Outside of school, Lauren worked with the Children's Foundation of Las Vegas to help organize events to help foster children receiving tutoring and other necessary resources. This organization has inspired her to want to work within the foster care system as a psychologist. Lauren wants to thank her amazing friends for getting her through each day with endless memories and laughter. Along with her friends, she would like to thank her parents for always reminding her to be kind-hearted and genuine in each endeavor she encounters. Lauren will be attending Vanderbilt University and majoring in psychology with a minor in childhood development.
Brooke Alana Fitzpatrick. Brooke is a student who has always had a passion for zoology and animal science-related fields. In fact, her favorite memory at Meadows was bringing a tarantula exoskeleton for kindergarten show and tell. Thus, in the hopes of pursuing a career as a veterinarian, she has taken on multiple international medical courses, individual Oxford classes, veterinary internships, and external veterinary research regarding breeding and avine health. She is also an avid philanthropist, having achieved the Presidential Service Award twice along with her Girl Scout Bronze, Silver, and Gold Awards. With a focus on human trafficking in Las Vegas as her Gold Award, she worked alongside many organizations to become a member of the Metro Task Force. Instilled in her by her parents, she has a need for travel, having explored multiple cultures and countries around the world. She hopes to use this passion to do international wildlife research and care. Some of her favorite hobbies include art, baking, playing the violin, gardening, skiing, and spending time with her pets, Winifred and Merlin. She would like to thank her family, both related and chosen, and her parents for their never-ending support and belief in her, despite her lifelong passion of veterinary medicine and not opera. Finally, Brooke would like to thank her dog, Lily, whose memory drives her to fight for herself and the future of animal welfare. She will be attending UC Davis studying animal science for her pre-veterinary degree.
Mackenzie Gross. Mackenzie's diploma will be given to her by her aunt and uncle, final year board members Dina Berquist, and John McGraw. Mackenzie, Mac, has worked over multiple summers to earn national recognition such as the Congress of Future Medical Leaders Award of Excellence and earned a spot in the Future Docs Abroad program in Tanzania, where she shadowed medical professionals and participated in hands-on procedures. During the school year, Mac worked on scientific research on increasing spatial awareness in high school basketball players, winning second place in the medicine and health category in the UNLV Science Fair. She is captain and leader of varsity volleyball, varsity softball, Meadows Athletic Council, and the new Her Turn Committee. Her time with Meadows Volleyball earned her multiple titles, including 2-time state champion, 3-time regional champion, 2-time Coaches Award recipient, 2-time MVP Award recipient, 2-time First Team All-State, and 2-team First Team All-Region. Outside of Meadows, Mac has worked her way to attending USA Volleyball Nationals these past 2 seasons, along with earning 3rd place in the nation. Mac's favorite memory is winning a state title as the only freshman to make the varsity volleyball team, and then ending her senior year with another state title as team captain. Mac will be expanding her education and athleticism by attending Rose Holman Institute of Technology to major in biomedical engineering while participating in varsity volleyball and softball as a dual sport collegiate athlete.
Justin Bernard Handler. Justin is an AP Scholar with Distinction, member of the National Honor Society, and member of the National Spanish Honor Society. He earned high honors all 4 years of the upper school and received academic awards in Honors Spanish 3, Pre-AP, Honors World History, and Honors Chemistry. Justin began his career at the Meadows in the beginning school, making him a super lifer. His favorite memory of the Meadows is partaking in the fun events he planned for Jewish Culture Club. His best classroom memories occurred in student council. He joined the class in his sophomore year, and he is proud of the contribution towards planning dances and other school-wide activities. He was the class VP in both sophomore and junior years and is the co-student body vice president this year. Justin also credits varsity tennis for all 4 years of high school for teaching him about determination and the importance of teamwork. He learned how meaningful cooperation is for success in life. Justin is looking forward to making new lifelong friends, learning to become more independent, and discovering his interests when he pursues a pre-med degree in the College of Arts and Sciences at Washington University in St. Louis next year.
Madeline Emma Katz. Madeline came to the Meadows School community her freshman year. She earned high honors all 4 years of upper school. She received academic awards in Honors Introduction to Lit and Comp, String Ensemble, and Honors Health Science Applications. Her most memorable experience was being in Mr. Vance's Honors American Literature and Composition class, where she watched him do the crab walk while discussing T.S. Eliot and seeing his immaculate tie collection every single day. His class was the beginning of her love for literature and writing. Outside of school, Madeline loves to volunteer at her middle school, the Alexander Dawson School, where she helps teach young students English, grammar, math, and science under a summer school program. This service opportunity had the greatest impact on her because it gave her meaningful work experience as well as teaching her empathy with younger children. She would like to thank her former advisor, Mr. Meddy, for always pushing her in the right direction regarding high school classes and her college choices. She would also like to thank her parents for helping her all 4 years of high school every step of the way, as well as her friends who have supported her throughout the years. Madeline is looking forward to meeting new people and exploring Waco, Texas at Baylor University, where she will study psychology in either a pre-law or pre-med track.
Patrick Griffin Codeweiss. Patrick's diploma will be bestowed upon him by his mother, Meadows Middle School math teacher, Colleen Codeweiss. After joining the Meadows School community in 2nd grade, Patrick Codeweiss is graduating from the Meadows School as a member of 4 honor societies: National Spanish Honor Society, National Honor Society, the Meadows chapter of the Cum Laude Society, and the National STEM Honor Society. He is an AP Scholar with Distinction and a commended National Merit Scholar. Patrick has been a part of the Meadows School Key Club for all 4 years, organizing 15 service events during the pandemic as Vice President of Service and becoming President of the Key Club in his senior year. Other than excelling in academics, Patrick also excelled in playing the alto saxophone with the Meadows School Band for a total of 9 years, participating in the jazz, pep, and concert band. In athletics, Patrick is a 4-year cross-country athlete and a 3-year cross-country athlete, and was a state qualifier in both sports, along with winning the most valuable player and most improved player in cross-country during high school. Patrick would like to thank his parents, Colleen and Greg Kodeweiss, along with all his family here today, for being loving and supportive during all his years at the Meadows School. One of his favorite memories at the Meadows School and most important lessons was to bring a pencil to his mom's algebra class, because Mrs. Kodeweiss does not give out pencils during class. Patrick will be going to Colorado School of Mines and is planning to study civil engineering.
Marcus Ng Lee. Marcus believes himself to be a Sigma male and is currently pursuing becoming jacked. Despite being a super lifer, his proudest moment in the classroom is getting Mr. Swiss to actually laugh. Outside the classroom, his biggest accomplishment was directing Eurydice, which was later named as the 2022 Thespian Stage Show of the Year. Marcus is an AP Scholar with Distinction, a National Merit Commended Scholar, a member of NHS, and was awarded the 2021 Harvard Book Prize. Marcus credits his sanity to the arts and all of the wonderful people in the CFA. His favorite memories at Meadows were performing on stage in middle school theater productions, shout out Ms. G, as well as walking to the now closed boba shop with friends. Additionally, he thanks Mr. Zimring and Mr. SP especially for giving him the ability to think critically and be somewhat comfortable with cognitive dissonance. Being varsity captain for 2 years of the tennis team, Marcus attributes his discipline, grit, and also mental breakdowns to the court, and thanks Coach JL for being willing to teach him a one-handed backhand and also being an amazing mentor. Lastly, Marcus thanks his amazing parents for their sacrifices and love that have allowed him to prosper, and also thanks Ethan, Sydney, and Austin for bullying him into being a decent human being. In the fall, Marcus will be attending Williams College, where he hopes to study physics, sing in a cappella groups, and prays he gets enough vitamin D due to the absence of sunlight.
Mingyi Cameron Liu. Cameron is a member of the National Honor Society. He finished a number between 1 and 41 of his class. His GPA is in a superstition between 3.6 and 3.7. Cameron began his career at the Meadows in 9th grade, and his favorite memory is of the time spent during lunches talking with his friends. His best classroom memories occurred in honors English literature and composition. He and his favorite teacher, Mrs. Shockey, had an in-depth conversation about how Hamlet's reluctance to action was the key reason for his downfall. Cameron is also an artist. He sketches and paints, all highlight his personality. Broad and open, but leaves room for extreme attention to detail. Cameron was the president of TMS Investment Club and held multiple investment competitions. He's also a devout member of the TMS Esports Club, along with the Make-A-Wish. Cameron feels most comfortable being a fencer and a racer. There's nothing that is more appealing to this young man other than the roar of a V8 engine and taking part in a series of intricate exchanges with his opponents while wielding the Hungarian saber. Cameron is looking forward to meeting new people and learning more about his passions in social studies and business when he joins Boston University in the winter of 2023.
Sophia Elise Lopez. Sophia's 6 years here were packed with unforgettable moments. She was the middle schooler who skipped through the hallways singing show tunes, the freshman whose coughs interrupted every assembly, the young woman who became prom queen. She's earned 4 academic awards, recognition from the U.S. Presidential Scholars Program and College Board National Hispanic Recognition Program, High Honor Roll for 4 years, and a place in National Honor, National Latin Honor, and Thespian Honor Societies. And she wouldn't have done it without the support of Dr. Lorenzo, Mr. Alderetti, Mrs. Brownridge, Dr. Slater, SP, Mr. Vollen, Mr. Swiss, and Mrs. Shockey. Her true intellectual interest is in green technology, where she's innovated concentrated photovoltaics, green concrete, sustainable real estate, accessible crop growth, and Internet of Things power plants. She's been on stage as Barfy Williams, Eurydice, and more ensembles than she can count. Directing A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum was her goodbye to her best mentors, Seven Burris, and her second home, the stage. Surprisingly, she discovered a love of softball her junior year because of the outfield plays or home run hits, as well as her inspiring, dedicated, and thoughtful sisters. As she leaves the stage, the field, and the classrooms for college, she could not be more thankful for her parents who have supported her through every triumph and loss. In the fall, Sophia will be studying environmental science in the Honors College at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill on a full-ride scholarship.
Danielle Maria Matheson. Danny came to the Meadows in 8th grade and says that her favorite part of her Meadows experience was the first week of her freshman year, wherein she met some of her best friends for the first time. Danny played a few sports during her high school career, playing soccer for the school her freshman and sophomore years, 2 seasons that she says she'll always remember fondly, as it gave her a nice break from the highly competitive club soccer that she was used to. During her sophomore year, she also tried out cross country, even managing to make it to that year's state competition. Then finally, she picked up softball this last season and could not be happier that she decided to try the sport. Outside of sports, Danny is extremely active in the arts. She spent the past 4 years playing with our symphonic, pep, and jazz bands, playing both alto and baritone saxophone. Then there are her endeavors in the theater world, having been in every show since she started acting during her freshman year. Early this year, Danny played Nasty Interesting Man in the play Eurydice, which went on to win Thespian State Show. Danny is still currently undecided as to her college, but whenever she ends up, she plans on studying theater.
Carson Eric McHugh. Carson is a National Merit Commended Scholar, Presidential Scholar Candidate, AP Scholar with Distinction, member of the Cum Laude Society, member of the National Honor Society, earned high honors all 4 years of upper school, received academic awards in Honors American Literature, Honors Chemistry, and received the Student of the Year Award his junior year. Carson began his career at the Meadows in 9th grade, and his favorite memory of the Meadows is playing ultimate frisbee with his friends on the lawn during junior year. His best classroom memories occurred in SP's Advanced Topics Modern Physics class. Relativity and quantum mechanics boggled his mind more than any other subject throughout high school and greatly expanded his thinking and appreciation of the world. Carson also credits his volunteering as a public defender as part of the Trial by Peers program for developing his grit and critical thinking skills. Carson would like to thank his brother Ian for teaching him to be a skeptic and inspiring him to explore entrepreneurship, his mother for always being there for him, and his dad for all of the wonderful opportunities and showing him UVA. Carson is looking forward to meeting new people, having more intellectual freedom, and pursuing some entrepreneurial ventures when he joins the Wahoos of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville on a pre-law track while majoring in economics and minoring in data science.
Alexana Marcel Muscandis. Alexana has been at the Meadows School since 7th grade, and her favorite memory of high school was a service trip to Puerto Rico, where they painted houses just for the rain to wash all of their hard work away. Alexana has earned the Spanish Academic Award and plans on continuing to learn Spanish in college and studying abroad. Additionally, she has earned the Varsity MVP Cheerleading Award and the Varsity Cheer Coaches Award. Outside of school, Alexana traveled to Thailand and Spain through a volunteering organization called Global Leadership Adventures. She taught kids English and helped take care of sick elephants. Additionally, she participated in a mother and daughter philanthropic organization, National Charity League, for 5 years. Alexana has volunteered over 400 service hours throughout her years in high school. Alexana was a varsity cheerleader for all 4 years of high school, despite a never-ending injury, and was captain for 2 years. She is forever grateful for cheerleading, as it has taught her grit, perseverance, and has challenged her leadership skills. Alexana will be attending Texas Christian University and majoring in business management. She is excited to start this new chapter in her life, and she gives all of her gratitude to her parents, Peter and Nicole, and to her dogs, Zeus and Zorba, who brought her the most emotional support.
Rahul Mukhopadhyay. Rahul is a member of the National Honor Society and the National Latin Honor Society, captain of the varsity quiz team, and an officer of the Junior Classical League. He also received an academic award in Honors Latin 2. Rahul has been attending the Meadows School since beginning school, and his favorite memory of the Meadows is coming back to school after a year of virtual education and sitting at the lunch table with his friends. His favorite classroom memories include crafting and presenting his AP U.S. History Civil War video in 10th grade, the myriad of moments where Mr. Hanley burst into song in Portuguese, engaging in humorous conversations with Dr. Lorenzo about the Latin language and Roman culture. His favorite moments outside of the classroom are having fun with friends on the bus to and from Latin conventions, laughing and joking with varsity quiz and quiz bowl teammates during competitions. Parenthetical here, he must emphasize that they are not the same, and enjoying prom with friends. His most memorable high school achievements are leading his team at the Scram Latin Convention in California to the finals of the Latin quiz competition, guiding the VQ team as captain to the semifinals, and contributing to his team-winning state competition for Quiz Bowl. Again, not the same thing. Rahul is looking forward to meeting new people and experiencing a whole new dimension of life while exploring his passion for the political sciences and social justice at the University of California, Davis.
Joseph Mathew Naylor. Joseph would like to thank his parents, Amelia and John, his grandmother, Karen, his aunt, Martha, and his coach, Richard Walker, all of whom supported and encouraged him throughout high school, and he believes were all vital components to his high school experience. Joseph credits these people in his life, along with his experiences running cross country and track, teaching him the importance of hard work and consistency during the process of achieving one's goals, and inspiring him to push the limits of what he thinks is possible. Joseph started at the Meadows in 9th grade and recalls his favorite high school memories as helping in student council to decorate for homecoming and prom, racing on the cross country and track team where he was able to set a new school record in the 3-mile running a time of 16:58, and being a lead mentor in the Mustang Mentor Club. He is a member of the National Honor Society and National French Honor Society. He also received multiple awards for cross country and track and was 2A Southern Region champion and placed 6th in the state during the 2021 cross country season. This fall, Joseph will be attending Lewis and Clark College in Portland, where he will be running cross country and track at the NCAA Division III level.
Christine Chidima Indibisi. Christine began her Meadows education as a preschooler in Miss Gross and Miss Melly's class. She quickly found a home at the Meadows, and she is grateful for all the people she has met and lessons she has learned over her 14 years at the school. Her favorite Meadows memories are the 4th grade spelling bee, 8th grade spring break trip to Europe, the sophomore trip to Puerto Rico, and every laugh she shared with her friends Brooke and Emma. Christine's most meaningful extracurricular activities were interacting with children through her volunteering and employment at the YMCA, teaching confirmation students as a catechist at her church, and playing varsity volleyball during her 4 years in high school. Christine is a National Merit Finalist, AP Scholar with Distinction, Bosch and Loam, Outstanding Junior in Science, and College Board National African American Recognition Scholar. She served as president of the National Honor Society, co-president of the Honor Code Committee, leading Mustang mentor, founding member of the Black Student Alliance, member of Meadows Athletic Advisory Committee, and a student ambassador. Christine wants to thank her parents, Raymond and Geraldine Obiajulu, and her brothers Jeffrey and Clarence, for being her support system and for always motivating her pursuits in and out of the classroom. She would also like to congratulate her brother Jeffrey, who just graduated from Columbia University. Christine is looking forward to having new experiences, meeting new faces, and braving the East Coast winters when she joins her brother Clarence at Harvard University.
Jenna Rose Ortiz. Jenna Rose Ortiz is a member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and earned high honors all 4 years of upper school. She received academic awards in Honors Intro to Literature and Honors Spanish 4. Jenna has been at the Meadows since preschool and is a super lifer. Her favorite memories were on the Puerto Rico trip. As captain of the varsity basketball and softball team, Jenna has honed her leadership skills and helped her team and teammates reach success. She has received an MVP award, the Female Athletic Performance of the Year award, and first team All-League in softball, while also learning the Leadership Award for basketball. She was also a lead mentor helping to acclimate our new students to the upper school. While here, Jenna also found a passion for technical theater and stage managed 2 productions, earning herself the Tech God Award for both those productions. Jenna would like to thank her mom, Kelly, and her dad, Ron, for everything they have done for her and all the support they have given her throughout the years. She would also like to thank her grandma, Mary, for her constant support and her brother, Ronnie, for always being there for her. After many years of hard work and dedication, Jenna is excited to be attending Arizona State University with an academic scholarship to study criminology and criminal justice as a student of the Bear Honors College. Go Sun Devils.
Sophia Victoria Pelaez. Sophia came to the Meadows School in 9th grade and is proud that she is in both French Honor Society and the International Thespian Society. She received honors all 4 years of high school, along with 2 art awards in Art 1 and Early Bird Technical Theater production. One of Sophia's favorite memories comes from the Puerto Rico trip in 10th grade, where she made some of her friends wear beauty face masks for the first time. According to them, it burned their faces, which was hilarious for her. Sophia has always been a student of the arts. She loves performing on stage with her peers and is always excited to play a new role and experience new shows every year. She also loves visual art, and sometimes you can catch her drawing in the pages of her notes. Thanks to her fun and caring teachers, Mr. Burris, Mrs. Severance, and Ms. Welsing, Sophia was able to improve her skills and get a lot out of her Meadows experience. Sophia will be going to Loyola Marymount University and is excited to meet new people and be in a field where she feels like she'll truly belong. She couldn't have done it without the support of her amazing parents and friends, whom she will miss greatly, as they are the ones who kept her going through difficult times. She knows her future is bright as long as she has them by her side.
Nichelle Eva Vansulker Mikulik. Nichelle came to the Meadows in 6th grade, and her favorite memories have been the Puerto Rico service trip with her friends and winning the tennis state championship her freshman, sophomore, and senior years. Nichelle is an AP Scholar with distinction, a member of National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and Cum Laude Society. She won the MVP and Coaches Award for the tennis team, the Most Improved Award for the cheer team, and the AP European History Academic Award. Her most significant academic achievement was passing all of her math classes, especially AP Calculus. Her most meaningful extracurricular activity was serving as an ambassador for Miracle League, because it taught her the importance of empathy and passion and showed her the impact that community service has on the world around her. Outside of school, Nichelle's most meaningful activity was her Girl Scout Gold Award. Her project aided the refugee community in Las Vegas. She partnered with Lighthouse Charities to create a sustainable shoe closet with over 400 pairs of shoes and worked with a teacher there to create and publish videos about English vocabulary. This project was particularly impactful because it taught her lessons in leadership and organization, which she will take with her to college and beyond. Nichelle would like to thank her parents for being her biggest fans and for supporting her in everything she does. Nichelle will be attending Colgate University in New York next year and plans on studying economics with a focus in finance.
Nashra Fatima Qureshi. Nashra is a super lifer, having attended the Meadows School for 15 years. She is a high honor roll student and an AP Scholar with honor. Nashra is also a member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and the Meadows Athletic Advisory Committee. She has completed over 215 hours of community service. Nashra played JV volleyball her freshman and sophomore years, sparking a friendship that brought her some of her greatest high school memories. She was also on the girls' varsity bowling team and served as captain her senior year. Nashra had many accomplishments throughout her time on the team, but some of her greatest are being the 2022 Team Regional Champions, Team State Runner-Up, and the Most Valuable Player. This year, Nashra became the 3A Girls Bowling Individual State Champion. She also placed third in the Behavioral and Social Sciences category at the 2022 Beal Bank USA Southern Nevada Regional Science and Engineering Fair. Nashra has also played piano for over 13 years, participating in Junior Festival and the Jazz, Ragtime, and Blues Festival every year, receiving a superior rating each time. She also takes the theory and performance exams, having completed 5 levels. Nashra has received 1 medal and 9 trophies for her piano playing. She thanks her parents and sisters for their love and support throughout her high school journey. Nashra will be attending the Honors College at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, majoring in biological sciences, hoping to go into medicine in her future.
Rachel Hannah Roxarzadeh. Rachel graduates from the Meadows School after 14 years. While she has not grown much vertically, she has grown as a young adult tremendously over her time here. Although she started as a shy beginning schooler, she has now become a leader, serving as president of the National Honor Society and senior class vice president, as well as a member of NHS and National STEM Honor Society. Her favorite classroom memories include Mr. Kempfer's hilarious stories and collectively struggling in AP Calc. Rachel considers being named as a Coca-Cola Scholar semifinalist and National Merit Commended Scholar as her most significant academic achievements. Rachel dedicates most of her free time to tennis. She enjoys coaching young players at MAPS and summer camp at Meadows and finds that her times on the tennis court are her favorite memories. She's a 3-time state champion, as well as placing 3rd and 4th in the state singles tournament. Over the past 3 years, Rachel has also improved her national ranking over 700 spots to now be ranked in the top 500. Rachel thanks her family for giving her the opportunity to receive a great education and for supporting her in all her endeavors. She would also like to thank her coaches JL and Tiffany for believing in her and shaping her into the person and athlete she is today. Rachel is very excited to become a Sage Hen while she plays tennis for Pomona Pitzer College while majoring in neuroscience or human biology.
Elena Jacqueline Sands. Elena is a member of the National Spanish Honor Society, Green Club, Key Club, and a member of the Meadows Athletic Advisory Council. She began her career at the Meadows School in the 10th grade, and her favorite memory of Meadows is of the time spent on athletic trips bonding with her teammates or getting the opportunity to go to Puerto Rico, where she made new friendships among her classmates. She played volleyball, basketball, ran cross country and track throughout high school, and has received several awards in each, all of which taught her to be a stronger individual and have a better sense of camaraderie. Outside of school, Elena spent 2 years tutoring for One Prosper English Learning Buddies and volunteering at Homeward Bound Cat Adoptions. She also spends her time learning about new ways to live more sustainably and learning to do her part in spreading awareness about the issues surrounding global climate change. Elena will be attending Adrian College in Michigan, majoring in biology, and will be continuing her athletic career running for the school's cross-country and track teams.
Haley Jones Shin. Haley joined the Meadows community as a freshman. She is a National Merit Finalist, an AP Scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, English Honor Society, and a board member of the STEM Honor Society. She has earned high honors in all 4 years of high school. She is also a Harvard Prize Book Award winner and received a Silver Key and honorable mention from the Scholastics Arts and Writing Organization. Haley has done varsity cheer for 4 years, 7 seasons, and was the co-captain in her senior year. She also became a UCA All-American cheerleader this year. One of her favorite memories of cheerleading was learning how to do a cartwheel in her freshman year with last year's senior Angel Ventura. For her first ever performance, she remembers dancing to Backstreet Boys' Everybody in front of the entire school. Throughout her time at the Meadows, she is extremely grateful for all her friends and teachers who have supported her. Mr. Vollen helped her stay focused and motivated and listened to her troubles. Madeline Katz helped her stay true to her character and made her feel normal when all the situations around her felt out of control. She's especially grateful to her family for supporting her decisions and actions throughout high school. Haley is looking forward to pursuing a molecular biology major while experiencing the East Coast culture at Princeton University.
Emma Melton Thalgut. Emma graduates from the Meadows as a member of the National Honor Society, STEM National Honor Society, and Spanish National Honor Society. She is also an integral member of the STEM Club. Since freshman year, Emma has taught suture labs, trauma reconstruction labs, and hosted discussions surrounding entomology, patient consent, and women's education in medicine. She has also done several surgical internships and applied her medical training from Cambridge University. Emma has served the Denver community as an emergency medical technician. She is an accomplished science researcher who won second place in the plants and animal science category at the UNLV Fair due to her novel contributions to the entomology and comparative psychology fields. She was chosen as a speaker for the 2022 Science Research Symposium and is currently publishing her work. She also earned a Girl Scout Award for her dedication to veterans and a Student of the Year Award and 5K Award from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Emma's favorite memories include horse show dinners and roaming the hallways with Brooke and Christine. She is grateful for the unbelievable support from Instructor Cotter. Emma will continue her passion for community and medicine as she matriculates to Wake Forest University on a pre-med and business track, serving the campus as an emergency medical technician. As Emma has spent her last 10 years on the National Horse Show circuit in jumping and dressage, she will be continuing her equestrian career riding for the Wake Forest equestrian team.
Nguyen Natalie Hoang Vo. Natalie is an AP Scholar, lead tutor of the National Honor Society, member of the National Spanish Honor Society, and earned high honors all 4 years of high school. Natalie's favorite Meadows memories were her school trips. She liked painting houses in Puerto Rico and immersing herself in a new community. On the TMS campus, she enjoyed being the International Aid Club president and Students Against Gun Violence vice president. One of her proudest achievements has been creating a campus-wide crayon drive in partnership with the Crayon Initiative, donating thousands of crayons to children's hospitals nationwide. Furthermore, one of her favorite roles was being the chief editor of the Meadows Sentinel, overseeing the creation of the school newspaper, both digitally and in print. Outside of school, Natalie is a leader for the Las Vegas Sunrise Organization, which advocates for climate-inclusive political policies and spreads climate change awareness. She is the co-founder of EduKids Workbooks, an online website that offers free educational tools for children used in public schools and libraries. She was also a proud member of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, partnering with churches and schools to raise over $50,000 in pursuit of cancer research and treatment. Natalie wants to thank her family and friends who have always been supportive of her academic and personal goals. She is looking forward to studying international business at Chapman University and spending her next 4 years taking part in study abroad programs and exploring her interests while simultaneously enjoying the beaches of California and making lifelong friends.
Lila Wahed. Lila is a super lifer who will be attending the UNLV Honors College and plans to major in psychology. Her favorite memories include the Cinco de Mayo Festival, Freshman Fun Week with her advisory winning overall, senior sunrise and sunset, and the Disneyland trip. Her accomplishments include receiving high honors and an academic award every year, as well as being a member of National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, National STEM Honor Society, Thespian Honor Society, and cum laude. Lila is part of many organizations, including Alianza and Theater Club, and she is the vice president of Key Club and a board member for STEM Club. Her proudest achievement is being a 2-time winner of the coveted Tech God Award. Her favorite plays include Mamma Mia, where she helped with the lights, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, where she helped design the costumes, apply makeup, and set up props, and Hound of the Baskervilles, where she learned to sew. Over the years, Lila has spent time with many amazing teachers, but she is especially grateful for Mrs. Severance and Mr. Burris, who have been a constant source of support throughout her years as a technician, as well as Mrs. Brownridge, Mr. Kempfer, Mrs. Shockey, Senora Ramirez Lopez, Dr. Slater, Mr. Santo Pietro, and Mrs. Neblina. She is eternally grateful to her parents, her sisters Rubab and Mariam, and her friends Amanda, Elizabeth, Nashra, and Sophia.
Madeline Elizabeth Wold. Madeline Wold is a super lifer and has been at the Meadows School since preschool. Her favorite memories are traveling around the country with Mr. Gordon and the debate team, especially the Alta debate tournament her sophomore year. Maddie is graduating as a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and is an AP scholar with honors. She received academic awards in pre-AP Spanish and honors physics and earned high honors all 4 years of high school. She is the captain of the debate team and a member of the National Speech and Debate Association with a degree of distinction. She has been awarded the Nadine Faruqi Debater of Excellence Memorial Award. Maddie spent the last 4 years researching political trends and humanitarian issues, mostly focusing on indigenous communities. Outside of school, she invested much of her time in community service. She has been a member of the National Charity League for 5 years and was awarded the Model Member Award. She taught children in Belize and received the Hamilton World Changer Scholarship for her community efforts. Maddie would like to thank Mr. Gordon for being an amazing coach and not giving up on her, even after she lost almost every debate her freshman year. She would also like to thank her parents, Kim and Steve, for their unwavering support the past 15 years at the Meadows, as well as her siblings and niece, Kaylee, for always believing in her and pushing her to do better. Madeline has been accepted into the honors program at the University of Denver. Go Pioneers.
Luke Anthony Yeager. Like Marcus, Luke believes himself to be a Sigma male and is currently pursuing getting jacked. Luke is a super lifer and is proud to be the first person evacuated from the CFA on a stretcher, but still able to perform on crutches 3 days after his significant injury. He has had high honors every semester since 6th grade with an academic award every year but one, and joined both the National Honor and Spanish Honor Societies on campus. He was also recognized as a National Merit Commended Scholar. In addition to throwing dimes in Ultimate Frisbee, he placed in the top 6 for state in bowling. One of his favorite memories includes playing FIFA and Smash Bros. Obnoxiously loud during C period. Although he is no longer with us, Luke would like to thank Mr. Meddy for pushing him to actually study. In addition, he thanks his parents because they're pretty epic and influenced his way of life. He wants to thank his 3 siblings for conditioning him to grow thick skin and tolerate any negative words that are meant to hurt him because no one else can say anything he hasn't heard before. He attributes his success to Buddhist and Stoic philosophy as well as meditation and the pursuit of getting swole. Luke plans on studying mechanical engineering at Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Worcester, Massachusetts this fall.
David Yu. David was a member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and National French Honor Society. He earned high honors each year and is a National Merit Scholarship winner. David came to the Meadows freshman year and over the past 4 years has found valuable friends that he can hang out with on Discord and play League with overnight. His best classroom memory occurred while reading The Red Wheelbarrow because it helped him realize that success is a social construct. David would also like to take this sentence to honor SP's morning physics classes, which gave him the motivation to wake up and get ready on school days. After failing tryouts freshman year, David played school tennis starting sophomore year, losing the state matches each time. Tennis has taught him valuable lessons that he will take with him into the rest of his life. This fall, David will be studying computer science at the College of Arts and Science at New York University in New York City. 2,231 miles from the New York hotel. He is looking forward to meeting new people, exploring a new environment, and reviewing every boba place around, all with a trusty canister of pepper spray in hand.
Tianhao Kevin Zhang. Kevin began his career at the Meadows in 8th grade, and his favorite memory of the Meadows is the time spent on the Puerto Rico service trip with his friends. Kevin is the president of the Meadows Esports Club as well as the Meadows Podcast Club. Kevin has always been a passionate musician. He first picked up a guitar in 3rd grade and has been playing ever since. Kevin has been part of the Meadows String Ensemble throughout his time here. He has also been a part of the Meadows Symphonic Band, Jazz Band, and Pep Band since his freshman year. Like music, art has also been a huge part of Kevin's life. He has received an academic award in photography and has been part of the Meadows photography class for all 4 years of his high school career. However, his real interest lies in architecture. Kevin was part of the boys varsity tennis team who won the regional championship. They were also 2-time state championship runner-ups. Kevin is looking forward to meeting new people, experiencing the world in a new environment on his own, and learning more about his passions in architecture and design when he attends the Rhode Island School of Design on 2 College Street, Providence, Rhode Island, 02903.
Lauren Alexa Zimmerman. Lauren Alexa Zimmerman is Student Body Vice President, President of French Club, Co-President of Make-A-Wish Club, and Vice President of Students Against Gun Violence. She is a member of the National Honor Society, National French Honor Society, is an AP Scholar, and is a National African American Recognition Program winner. Lauren began her career at the Meadows School in preschool, making her a super lifer. She says the highlight of her years at the Meadows was making long-lasting friendships with her teammates in volleyball and cheer, in addition to these lifelong friends whom she credits with getting her through all of the 4 long years of high school. Outside of school, Lauren enjoyed volunteering and working with numerous charitable organizations, the most notable of which was the United Way of Southern Nevada. Through her work in community outreach, she learned about socioeconomic injustices and the widespread lack of opportunities available to hundreds of thousands of people in her own community, thus strengthening her passion for social justice. Lauren would also like to thank her family, specifically her mom and dad, for their continued and constant support, saying that she would not be the person she is today without them. Lauren's most significant academic achievement was getting into her dream school, Georgetown University, where she looks forward to meeting new people, experiencing living in Washington, D.C., and learning and exploring her passion of social justice and racial equality through her future studies in government and the Justice and Peace Studies program.
Mathew Robert Zimmerman. Mathew is a super lifer who has attended Meadows since beginning school, and one of his favorite memories of the school was in lower school playing kickball with his friends. He was a member of the National French Honor Society, has received honors in his classes, and is a member of Student Council. One of Mathew's most significant achievements throughout his high school career is that he's probably never slept in any of his classes. One of his favorite high school memories is the Puerto Rico sophomore trip, where he had the ability to learn about another culture firsthand, as well as meeting and helping those inside and outside of San Juan. Outside of school, Mathew had the opportunity to intern at United Way of Southern Nevada, where he learned much about time management and work in a job. Mathew also joined the track team his freshman year and has run every year since. He believes it was a great decision because it helped establish a sort of team mentality, but he's also made many friends as a result of this. He ran the 100-meter, 200-meter, and also ran on the 3rd place 4x4 relay team during regionals last year. Mathew is looking forward to meeting many new people, hopefully studying abroad for at least a semester, and exploring the city of Chicago at Loyola University Chicago, where he hopes to study finance or something related in the business field.
Graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, faculty, members of the Board of Trustees, these graduates have satisfied all the requirements for graduation from the Meadows School. It is therefore my privilege to present to you the Meadows School class of 2022.